trauma always resurfaces. You always have this belief and this feeling that you're being watched. For me, I refuse to be intimidated. I will say that much, is that I'm not going to be afraid. Born and raised in a poor working class community in Brooklyn, New York, and I grew up around many of the local mosques in my South Asian Arab communities. Around the age of 18 or 19, my friends and I decided to co-found a little charity or an organization where each one of us would chip in $10 from our own pockets on a weekly basis, go out, spend that money on groceries, and then deliver it to undocumented or marginalized families in our community. And that eventually started to pick up as we advertised our work on social media. And as a result, we started getting inquiries from all over the city, from people who wanted to participate. People just like us, young, undergraduate, energized people who wanted to serve their communities. And so a young man messages me in March of 2012 asking how he can get involved. This young man was writing from Queens. I was based in Brooklyn. Most of us were in the New York metro area, and so I welcomed him to my local mosque in Brooklyn. In early October of 2012, as I was returning from delivering groceries to one of our families, I received a text message saying, "Check Facebook, it's urgent." So I looked at my phone and I looked at Facebook, and the first thing was a confession from that young man who approached me in March asking to get involved, confessing to being an informant for the NYPD who was sent to spy on me and my organization. This experience initially scared me, to be very honest. I was afraid to come out and get involved in work. My parents were extremely traumatized, and to this very day they ask me to vet my friends, and they oftentimes tell me not to get too involved in grassroots activism or even electoral politics. So it really chilled social and political activity, and it engendered deep emotional and psychological trauma. And social mistrust. Eventually we got in touch with CUNY Clear as well as the ACLU. And they told me that they were working on a lawsuit against this sort of surveillance of our communities. And they wanted me to be a part of it, along with a team of other co-plaintiffs. So the Raza versus City of New York lawsuit was filed in June 2013. And that was basically the lawsuit that I was a co-plaintiff in. It was a class action lawsuit, meaning that there were multiple people involved. Many battles were fought in the press, in the streets, in the courts. It lasted 3 or 4 years. And eventually in early 2017, we reached a settlement deal that brought about significant and historic policy changes to the surveillance program in New York. Anti-Muslim surveillance as an issue. I think Bloomberg represents a microcosm of it, but it is much bigger as an issue both on the state level and on the national level. It is tied to broader systems and structures of anti-Muslim violence, of Islamophobia, that target Muslim communities here and even abroad.